What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with an analysis breakdown tribute to one of the greatest players ever, Karl Malone. He was good at rolling to the basket and finishing around the rim if you didn't pay attention to him on the court. Not only that, he was good at getting the ball and going up quick to finish at the rim, too. If you didn't cover him in the paint or you didn't have a rim protector by the paint or near it, he would get quick buckets that way because he was very fast. As a power forward, he also would just roll to the basket and try to get deep post position and try to score as fast as he can by using that athleticism and that strength. He also was a good transition player. That was where he got a lot of his points because he'll roll out or leak out to get the pass just to be able to finish as quick as he could, or he'll run the break the right way, fill the game lanes and the gaps, and just go straight up for layups and not really scared of contact when he was going for baskets, and that was always impressive. Knowing that he can go to that paint and flex and get an easy 2 point shot, and it was so easy for them to score that way that it just made sense just to give him the ball. And like I said, sometimes he'd go right through you. If you didn't want him to stop, he'd just say, "I'll take the contact and I'll go to the free throw line." Wasn't the greatest free throw shooter, but he was about average sometimes in his career, or you could say majority of it depends on what you look at as good and bad. And then he had the fadeaway. You knew when he got to the post that he could do it on the right block or the left block. He loved that shot. That was his go-to move. Even when he got older, he'd just shoot it over somebody. Just need a little bit of space. He hit you with the jab a little bit, so you can give him that room for him to be able to pull it over you, and he can make that with ease. But sometimes he liked it to bang and try to get all up in you just to get a little bit more room. Then he'd go up for it. And sometimes he'll just be more patient depending on who's around him, who entered the pass to him, and he'll get contact that way too and get to the free throw line and be able to make it. But sometimes he'll just make it by fading even further from you, and then he just got to hit it in. Sometimes he'll also do the free throw line jumper, and that was basically money. But he also can shoot further than that from time to time. You just had to find him open, give him the space, and it's basically like a practice shot for him. But he also can do it in the middle of the court too, or even in the corners. And he also attempted threes from time to time also. And he was actually a good offensive rebounder, whether it was finishing around the rim or getting bumped for free throws. I would like to say about Karl Malone, he was really good at finishing. He was really good at hitting the mid-range jump shot, and that was his bread and butter. And he never ever really strayed away from that. Even when he got older, he still was able to give you 13 points and 48% from the field while still giving you 8.7 rebounds, 3.9 assists, and he still was able to shoot in his mid 70s from the free throw line. And even with his last season in Utah, he was still an Iron Man basically with 81 games played and started all 81 of them. And he still was able to give you 20 points per game. And he also was able to still give you the rebounds and the assists at a high level for his age. And his career, 25 points, 10 boards, 3.6 assists, and he shot 51% from the field, showing you that he is the real deal in his long, illustrious career. And it was highlighted by him standing up against the greats and showing you that he didn't fear them, but he was one of them by being a two-time NBA most valuable player in 1997 and 1999. Not only that, he was very, very consistent in his career also because he was a 14-time NBA All-Star from 1988 to 1998 and 2000 to 2002. And to show you that he was really great among the greats, he was also a two-time NBA All-Star MVP in 1989 and 1993. And on top of that, he was 11-time All NBA First Team in 1989 through 1999, showing you that he was really, really good in shape wise, and he was really, really dominant for over a decade. And that's one of the hardest things to do because of injuries, because of commitment, and because of the decline in athleticism. But he just showed you that his game aged like fine wine, and it just consistently showed that throughout his entire career all the way to the end. And he did also make two All NBA second teams in 1988 and in 2000, and he also made an All NBA third team in 2001, showing you that this man was a handful to guard and a handful to stop, and he also was one of the best rebounders in his era. and that was hard to do because you had a lot of big men still that was gobbling and always in the paint and was fast and athletic and tall, and he still found a way to get his boards amongst the trees, and that was something that was very impressive. But he also, what people don't actually understand, he was a three-time NBA All Defensive First Team player in 1997 through 1999, and he also made the All Defensive Second Team in 1988, and he also made the All Rookie First Team in 1986, and he did make the top 50 and top 75 players of all time, showing you how great he was, not only in the beginning but through his entire career. The only thing that he never got was a ring. He did try to chase it going to the Lakers. They had a good chance of winning it because they made it all the way to the NBA Finals, making his third appearance there, and his jersey did get retired by the Utah Jazz. And he also was one of the best college players because he was second team All American in the ABC and the Southland Player of the Year in 1983, and three-time first team All Southland 1983, 1985 in that period. And he also got retired by Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. And on top of that, people forget he ended up getting 36,928 points, which is insane to be able to score that many points. But it's just mainly because of his durability and his consistency, knowing what he wants to do on the court each and every possession. Not only that, he ended up grabbing 14,000 rebounds, 968, while also getting 5,238 assists, which is really good, showing you that he made the right play and also wanted to make his teammates eat when he had the ball instead of just trying to take tough shots and being a ball hog and being a dark hole out there on the basketball court. But you can't tell the game with basketball without Karl Malone. The guy was just flat out dominant and consistently showed that throughout his entire career. He showed that he belonged in the NBA and he wanted to be great. He wanted to be one of the best, and that's why he was always in that conversation year in and year out when it came to giving out awards. And it was just fun to see him compete in the NBA Finals as one of the best players. He just came up a little short, and it happens, but at least he showed that he was able to get there multiple times. That showed how great he was as a player and as a teammate, but it also showed you how dominant the man really was because the West was loaded back then, but he didn't make excuses. He didn't make complaints. He just continued to put the work in, try to get as good as he could, and just rolled out the dark times and the good times with the Jazz for the most part until the wheels fell off. And that can happen. That's part of the game. But at least he enjoyed his ride, and at least he tried to go out the right way, and at least he still kept it as competitive as he could, and it just didn't go his way at the end of the day. But other than that, we have to give him more praise because of what he has done as a player from start to finish. And that's one thing I would definitely say, man, Karl Malone, man, that dude was buff. He was tough. He'd go right at you. He'd go right through you. He wasn't trying to shy away from the contact. He'd come right through your stomach. And if you wasn't strong enough to take that blow, you was fouling him anyway. Because you would be so mad that he bumped you or tried to knock you that you was going to try to bump him back or try to touch him back. And he'd get right to the free throw line. And that's how it can be. You got to show people that you want to be in that paint and you ain't scared to get touched. And he did that throughout his entire career, even when he got older. I'm not running away from you guys. I'm not running away from the young guys. I'm not running away from the guys my age. I'm about to show y'all that I can play my game consistently and successfully against anybody you put me out there with. And like I said, the All-Star game in the finals was a perfect example of that. It just minor mistakes ended up hurting his legacy, and it ended up hurting his ability to win the championship. But at least he owned it, and at least he tried to find a way to come back stronger. It just didn't end up in a championship, but that doesn't mean he didn't have a great career. That doesn't mean he wasn't dominant. That doesn't mean he wasn't durable, and that doesn't mean that he was a great teammate. It just didn't happen that way for him in those circumstances. But it is what it is, and he accepted all those things because he knew he was one of the greatest players to ever play before he even retired, because the numbers wasn't lying on that. and it was very obvious to most of us that love the game of basketball, and I love watching him play. And he still is one of those guys that, like, man, that dude was tough. He was just a physical specimen, and he just made everybody just like, I don't even want to play tonight if I have to go up against Karl Malone, because I knew how hard it was to be a defender, to be able to slow him down, and most couldn't and most didn't. And that's the most important part of why he gets a tribute as one of the greatest players ever. And everybody should look at him that way, whether he has a ring on his finger or not. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, I do conversation videos just like this about various NBA only topics. I also do breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, and rookies, and also future stars. And I also do mock draft and draft coverage. So if you love that type of content, this is the channel for you, as I have over 3,000 plus videos already on my channel that you can check out right now. Not only that, I also make videos basically almost every single day. So if I'm good and I'm doing well, I'm going to try to give y'all something to watch and something to enjoy, and that's to give you a good reason to want to subscribe and be a supporter of the channel. Not only that, thank y'all for supporting me in the past and also in the present. Hopefully y'all continue to support me in the future, and thank y'all for appreciating the content for what it is, and continuing to stay subscribed, and continuing to watch, and continuing to make time for me, and caring about what I have to say and what I have to show on my YouTube channel, because that's what it's all about. Other than that, y'all stay blessed up, y'all stay good, and all I can say is I'll see you guys hopefully later today or tomorrow. Peace out, and I'm gone for now.